All right, y'all. Welcome. Vetted Live After Hours, I like to call this. Want to start doing this every once in a while. Kind of fun. No, I did not miss a day, y'all. I know some of y'all are waiting for me to miss a day. Gotcha. I apologize for not making the video at 12, though. I wanted to just do kind of a late night thing. So, but I know a lot of you wait for that 12 o'clock video. So I promise tomorrow we'll be back, and no worries. We'll be back regularly scheduled times. Want to give a quick shout out to Sage Sleuth, one of our mods who's going through some stuff right now. So just want to send, blessings from my heart and just all the best to her with everything she's got going on. So y'all say what's up to her and treat her nice. And if you see in the chat, okay, y'all. Let's see here. Let's get to this. What's this first comment here? Mark that I hang out with in Patreon. It was his birthday recently. So y'all say happy belated birthday to Mark. Where's the hat, dude? I know what chat you're talking about. I have it over here somewhere. But with my hair short and stuff, it looks weird with the hat now. No, I did not get kidnapped. That did not happen. It almost happened. I'm just kidding. Look, oh my gosh. Bring it to the stage, y'all. Look at this.
Hey guys.
Here. Who is this guy, y'all? Who is this guy? Y'all recognize this is Daniel Clancy, my man. What's up, Daniel?
Oh, well, it's just morning here, man. It's actually not too bad a time. It's 10 o'clock. We've got construction outside, so I apologize if you hear some banging and clanging. Pardon me. I came on last minute. Thank you very much for
You mean real people doing real work?
Oh,
you mean
sort of. Like, yeah. They've been doing this roof, this $4 million roof for like a year, man, and it's driving me insane. But it's all good.
That's funny. Hey, it better be worth it when that's done. Anyway, no, man, glad you could join. I sent Daniel a message kind of last minute, like, hey, dude, join the live chat. Love to have you here. We can talk some Discord stuff and you just hang out. That's all this is tonight. We're just hanging out. I'm going to answer some questions about some stuff. I got some stuff to kind of talk about, some stuff that's coming up. And yeah, we'll just hang. I also have, Pavel, right? Pavel Ibarra. Do you remember him? I interviewed him about the Dr. Jacobo Greenberg. He's on that show with Kristian Harloff, all that. He's going to be joining us later as well. So we're going to have a nice little fun team here hanging out. And if y'all have questions for Daniel about the Discord, please. This is the guy that makes the Discord happen, y'all. Without it, we would be nada, zero.
Well, I'm very grateful to be able to do it for you guys. And I did plan a event coming up soon for everyone, all the members on the Discord, that we could just go through and some of the requests and questions if you have any of those. So
love it. Great idea.
To that.
Look at this. Clay Weber says, do all live chatters get the same lighting? Look at us, Daniel. We got the same. Daniel has always had that lighting, by the way. I remember months ago when I did an interview with him, he had that lighting. So we just, great minds think alike. That's all that is, y'all.
Yeah. Coincidence.
Let's see here. This is Sakaki. I hope I'm saying that right. You said you were in a band before. What did you play and what kind of music? Where could we listen? Oh, good God. It's called the New Bernardo. I think you can search places for it. I'm not sure where it's at. I think there's some stuff on YouTube. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Maybe Spotify. I honestly don't know. It's kind of like Americana. Got a little country tint to it, slide guitars and stuff like that. Whatever. It wasn't just me. Clearly, I worked with other people. I play guitar, but not very well. Just enough to write songs, but I suck.
The New Bernardo, did you say?
Yeah, the New Bernardo.
I've got that written down.
There's a funny story behind that too, but anyway, I don't have time for that right now. Patrick, Kristian Harloff gave you a shout out on his show today and wants you back. Oh shit. Okay.
Kristian Harloff, that's a great show.
Kristian Harloff. Yeah, dude, the big thing. How great is that show, dude? Like, I'm so happy he jumped on the scene. Like, if I'm being real, like I really am. We need more people like him jumping on the scene and diving into this with us, because he thinks like a lot of us, just everyday people, just wondering about what's going on. And yeah, great brings up great thoughts, ideas. You know, I just like the way he filters the information and kind of thinks about it. You know,
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome to him. Yeah, definitely can't wait to go back on the big thing. I need to get Kristian on here. We're both just so busy. There's just so much going on. But that is a goal, to get Kristian on here too, to have an interview that he's never done before. I guarantee you the interview him and I will do, he has never done anything like it before, and it would be really cool for people to see a different side of him and get to know him a little bit better. I think a lot of people would appreciate that. So yeah, awesome to Kristian for that shout out. Very cool. I need to check that out now. Oh my God. Oh wait, this is funny. Road Pirate Films. Don't lie. Y'all are in the same house trying to pull an Elizondo on. You know what they're talking about, Daniel?
Yeah.
You know what they're talking about?
Yeah. I see now.
Dude,
I clicked.
how
It took me a
funny
minute.
would that be if I'm
You're
like, I
gonna
gotta go
see
to the
a shadow
bathroom
any second.
and then
Yeah.
that shadow you see behind me is my feet, y'all. I have lights down here, and that's my feet when they move. So it looks like someone walks behind me. People always ask about that. And I get
Yeah,
it. It
right.
looks weird sometimes, but it's literally my feet moving underneath where I have some lights.
I do have a US flag on the wall, so it seems it could be, it's a little sus.
I'm telling you, y'all should be suspicious of Daniel, man. He's got same lighting. He's got American flag, cool accent, knows a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, be careful.
Just be careful, guys.
Be careful. This is Soul Reaper, says Patrick. I'm at work and want to give you a shout out from Costco. Hell yeah, man. Shout out to Costco, dude. Love Costco. Okay. Who doesn't love Costco? Daniel, do you know what Costco is?
It's like the English version of our Woolworths or something, like a grocery store, is it not? Or is that Tesco?
Tesco.
Costco is like,
yes,
yeah,
that's
sorry,
Tesco.
Costco's the US one, is it?
Yeah, Costco is US.
Okay.
Like, it's way more than a grocery store, dude. This is like America on crack. You know, this is like a massive warehouse where you go in and you buy 87 pounds of mayonnaise, and that, like, it's just everything in bulk. You buy everything in bulk and you save money, essentially. But they have really great stuff, to be honest with you. Heiser, what's up, Heiser? Shout out to you, man. Hope everything's going good on the shift. I am live streaming to Twitter, by the way, right now as well, and I've never done that before. I don't know if people comment on Twitter and I see it. So if you're on Twitter and you're watching, thank you guys so much for joining. I don't know how to comment back to you. Everything goes through YouTube. So anyway, Heiser says, you sure it's not shadow people? Well, no, I'm not, Heiser. So thanks for scaring me. I'm just kidding. Why the hell do you have lights on your feet? They have their own channel somewhere? Well, that's a great question, Alan. My feet do have a channel, Patrick's Feet. It's a great channel. And I light up my feet. I care about my feet. I don't know about you, but lighting on my feet is important. Did you guys catch that AI song Vetted Blues I put in the Discord? Wait, what? No, yeah. Ben. Wait, what?
Yeah, I heard it. It was pretty good. It's pretty
good. Vetted Blues? Dude, that sounds great. I'm in. Okay. No, I haven't. And I'm definitely going to check that out. That's awesome. Dude, there's so much great fan art and stuff people put in the Discord. Y'all, if you haven't checked it out, please go check out the Discord. The link's in the description. We have I'm not ready to announce the date just yet, but I am planning a live watch party for Discord. Daniel and I have talked about it before, but I am planning that. But more importantly, on the live stream that I do every month on the first of the month, I only started in April, but May 1st, I am going to announce the very first Discord sort of vetted case. That's going to be important. That's going to hopefully bring some people to Discord to help us crack a case together that I'll then make a video for at the end of the month. And we'll tackle a new case every month. And so on that live stream on May 1st, I'm going to announce what the first case is, where people could sign up. You could just sign up on Discord, but then there'll be a special channel to go check it all out. And we're all going to come together, whoever wants to, and help solve a cold UFO case. Be cool. Anyway.
Because there's so many of them, right? And I'm really excited for this to come up too.
So many.
I'm happy to have this happening. So
honestly, I think that's going to be so cool, dude. like
It's
having
gonna
the
get the server
Discord
real
and like,
busy, and yeah.
yeah, we're all going to be focusing on this one thing, all, energy together into this one thing that we're going to, go over. And then I make a video on it, include everybody, and we all get to feel like we were a part of it. I mean, whoever
Yeah,
watches that video, if you help, like, you know what I mean? You're going to feel a part of it, and you will be. Essentially,
absolutely.
everyone, it'll be a vetters video, which is cool. I'm really excited to do that. I think I'm getting behind on the chat, so I apologize. You guys know me. I always get behind on the chat, so I apologize. Especially with Daniel here, I'm gonna be blabbing. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Leanne is here. What's up, Leanne? She says, I'm late.
Hey,
LOL.
Leanne.
Had to finish cleanup after D. What? Leanne, I
Dinner.
think you meant dinner. Okay, let's
Dinner.
make sure people have dirty minds on here, Leanne. Be careful what you write here. Just saying. Sage says, what is that? WDYM. What does that mean?
What
Hit
do you
the
mean?
live button. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, see, guys, I don't know internet slang.
I'm translated today.
Thank you. I love the internet translator. I love it. What do you mean? Hit the live button. It is live. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are. Johnny Topside. Yo, Patrick. What's up, Johnny? Road Pirate Films. Have you heard anything about David Grush's lawyer not representing him anymore? Saw that as a video title on another channel, but haven't watched it yet. No, I don't know anything about that. That's interesting. Thomas McCullen, I believe his name was, or God, I think I'm getting that right or wrong. I'm sorry. I believe I'm probably getting that wrong, but something like that. No, I have not heard about that. That is, that's very interesting. Oh, you know what, Leanne? Let's get dinner. Okay, guys. She meant dinner. Everybody relax. Okay. She's laughing about it too. We're laughing. This is what separates Vetted. We like to laugh as well as get down to the nitty gritty. So AK-47 asks, what do you think about the Travis Walton story, the abduction story? Well, I'll tell you what, the Fire in the Sky movie is one of my favorite movies on the topic, period. I love that film. And his story is fascinating to me. Absolutely. It's a fascinating story. And there's a lot of contextual sort of events that help lead credence to his story, which is interesting. He just has a very interesting story for sure. So I find it interesting. Hey, Patrick, have you ever given any more thought to having a Zoom stream? A Zoom stream? What does that mean? What does he mean by that? Daniel, what do you think he means by
I'm
that?
guessing maybe similar to the way you do with Patreon, although making it live. That's my assumption from reading that question. If I'm right, Clay.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I see what you're saying. Well, I tell you what, I'm glad you brought that up, Clay, because on this last Patreon meeting we had, Mark, you'll see him in the comments here. Mark, I don't even know how to pronounce your last name. Is it Ricker or Riker? Richer? I hope maybe it's Richer. I'm sure it's Richer, Mark. Mark Richer. Okay. Right here, this gentleman, he suggested that we record one of the Patreon meetings and upload it. And that is what we are doing. This Friday for our Patreon meeting, I'm recording it. So you only show up if you want to be recorded that way, because some people may not want to, and we're going to record that and I'm going to upload it to the channel. So it won't be a live stream per se. Maybe down the line, that may be a lot for everybody to handle all at once. I don't know, but definitely could be cool.
It will be cool.
I'm definitely down. What do you think? Daniel? Is that a good idea?
I think it's cool. I thought I know we suggested it earlier on in one of the Patreons, and I'm glad to see that that is happening because I think it's a great idea. I'll be sure to make the next one.
There you go. Bam. Oh gosh, Daniel, please, dude. You're busy, dude. You got shit going on. Sam Sawhini says, what are your thoughts about UFO fatigue? Witness Citizen channel gone. Okay. Carl Crusher mentioned in the last week on Twitter X, he is stepping back from the topic and theories of everything. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is, oh gosh, dude, Pavel's been here this whole time. Pavel, my bad, dude. I didn't even see you down there, bro. I'm the worst host on the planet.
I just jumped in.
Up, Pavel? Oh, you did?
I,
Okay. I thought, were you waiting there a long time, dude? I
I
hope you were
have
not.
I have a surprise for you, but it'll take a few minutes.
Oh shit,
I
y'all.
won't say
My
more.
All right.
monos. I love it. Yes,
How's
I
it
love
going,
it.
Mr.
Dude,
Clancy? How
great,
you doing,
Pavel.
sir?
I'm doing well. How are you, man? Great
I'm
to
doing
see
well.
you. Great to see you here again. It's good to be here with all
Thanks.
the vetters. I
Yeah.
feel privileged.
Dude, great hat, by the way, Pavel. Right? Isn't
Thanks.
that a cool hat,
Yeah,
Daniel? Dude, that's
that
sick.
is it. I feel upstaged actually.
It's like three-dimensional. Is I can tell it's like you feel upstage. Yeah. No, dude, yours is great too. Simple, sleek, it feels like it's those like the eyes are coming off of the hat almost. Like,
They
dude,
kind of are, though.
that is sick, bro, with the
Like
webbing and
embroidered.
stuff. It's embroidered. That's the word. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, you are the translator tonight. I
Someone asked
just
if Vegemite
I
or
say
Marmite.
dumb things. Like I just say dumb things and then Daniel translate it in a smart way for the audience. Guys, let's a quick conversation about this. What the UFO fatigue? What are y'all's thoughts on there? You know what they're talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Just you've been in this topic a long time. You start getting tired of it. Either you run into dead ends, a lot of dead ends, or circles, roundabouts, they may be called for other people, right? And you just feel like you're coming back to the same place. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. Maybe some other stuff starts to, right? Like drama, whatever, and you get tired and you want to leave the community or take a break. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I had
What do
to
you think,
pull out
Daniel?
of my emotional investment. I mean, there is a level of emotional investment that you inevitably put into this thing when you start. You can't help it. It becomes interesting. You start digging in, and it's like, this is, But then you do get to a position of burnout. It took me a couple of years, but it's been maybe 5, 10 years now, and I have sort of really pulled back from the emotional part of it. Like, I used to watch everything religiously. I used to watch all of the documentaries. I used to be all up to speed on every little movement. Now I just take it as it comes. I don't feel confident about the state of disclosure, but I do believe that something is being hidden, and that's something that I can't shake. That's the one thing that I can't shake. They're hiding something. Um, I pulled right back from all of my assumptions about what that is they're hiding, though. Really. Um,
Yeah,
so
right on.
yeah, I know.
What do you
Cold
think,
Heart had a.
Pavel?
Well, I actually had like a little spat with someone yesterday on Twitter,
Oh shit.
and I realized that this person has that UFO fatigue, and he was criticizing uh, the lead I'm following with Dr. Greenberg, and he was like, "You can't keep rehashing these old stories that have already been talked about." And
Yeah.
I planned on responding to him like in anger, but then I realized I was like, "What the fuck am I doing, man? I can't do this." So I didn't respond, but I understand people who are feeling like this, and especially the ones that are like aching to see craft or bodies, or I
Yeah.
understand them, but I'm not doing it for disclosure. It's something that I need people to understand. I'm doing it because I've been reading books my whole life about topics that I can't really explain, that attract me, paranormal stuff, and all the history of ufology, because let's be real, uh, those objects have been there forever and nobody can explain them, and they're real. I mean, and the abduction phenomenon is real. People go through these things. I mean, I don't know if it's just like a psychological phenomenon. It may be, but it's real. I mean, people report that it happens. And I'm gonna tell you something real, like that I've experienced. I have a friend who I used to go to college with. She lives in Hawaii, and she started telling me about these moments in time that she missed. She doesn't remember, and she woke up in weird places, like in her car and at in her room, without remembering where she was. And I found that really strange. It happened like it started happening like 5 or 6 years ago, and her personality really changed. Like she got really um, mood swings, like really hardcore. Like,
Yeah.
and there was this one time when she started sending me these pictures of the lower back and these marks that she had, the kind of like triangular marks. And she
Ooh.
she was
Oh,
like, I feel something that it's below my skin, but I'm scared. I don't know what it is.
to look, she's
And
scared to look at it.
yeah,
Right.
and it's been there. She hasn't gone to the doctor or anything. She just left it there. And
Yeah.
she gets really scared when she starts talking about it. And when I ask her, she's like, I don't want to talk about that. And and I know this
Wow.
firsthand from a person that went through this, and I know it's real. So whenever anyone keeps telling me this shit about UFO fatigue and they want to see proof and all that, I get you, I feel you, but I can tell you don't know a person that has gone through this and how much they suffer and how fearful they are. So I just decide to just like ignore, move back, and let them say whatever they want. I don't really want to engage. And I
Yeah.
caught myself yesterday engaging,
Sure.
trying to engage.
Sure. No. Yeah, I
That's a
totally, I
great
get it.
point that Pavel made, because I actually, when I was approaching the fatigue, I started finding myself being quite nasty as well with my responses, and I'm like, oh, I have to check myself. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
100%, dude. I hate Twitter. I hate commenting. I hate that
yeah.
shit. You guys will rarely see me comment on Twitter. It is pretty rare, and it's usually a flexing emoji. That's my favorite emoji to use. My friends make fun of me all the time.
Well, you don't even
Because
follow
I,
people, do you?
I don't follow anybody. I don't
No,
follow anybody on
no
purpose. I
favorites.
don't care. I have no favorites. I don't care. I love this. This is my thing right here. I can respond in real time with my real voice, give real content, context. Oh shit. Oh, oh my god.
Did I
Oh,
surprise you?
y'all. We got a surprise for y'all. Y'all are not even gonna be thinking about it here. Watching dogs, I promise we're gonna come back to your question. What's up? Look at this, y'all. Who we got in the
What's up?
house?
How are you? It's nice to see you.
Look at Christian. What's up, brother?
Yeah, I'm putting together one of these videos. I'm fatigued and I'm kind of catching up. Seeing, I haven't talked to you since you got the new slick do.
Yeah, man. I did. I got tired of the long hair. I've never had long hair before. That was not my thing to have long hair. So I've always had short hair. So I'm happy to be back to like normal Patrick. I feel more energetic. I got my dance moves back.
Yeah. You took like 10 years off too. Look at you.
Yeah. Wait till you see what other hair I shaved. That took another 5 years off. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, get you.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Manscaped. Yeah, totally. So what's up with you, Christian? How you doing, man? What's going on with the show?
Well, no, I mean, look, I more so what you guys were just talking about, and I think it's a relevant conversation, man. I think that there is, and Ross Coulthart was just talking about this, and you got James Fox out there tweeting about the fact that, hey, listen, take it easy. It's there's still stuff coming. If you're getting fatigued, hang in there. And I understand like all sides of it. It's like if you're fighting a fight and you see people start like jumping off the bandwagon, you're gonna say like, hey, hang in there, guys. But especially if we need you guys to hang in there. I get it. I totally understand that. But I also understand the side of it of what you guys were just talking about. What what Daniel was just talking about too is that I was in the same way. It's like when you first started getting hooked into it, you're watching every little thing, you're watching every documentary, you're watching everything to see okay, I'm ready for this big dump of information. And then the one side of it is, okay, yeah, we're not getting anything, so I'm bummed. But then the other side of it, I get people who comment, I'm sure you do too, Patrick, of like, look, I've been following this freaking thing for 40, 50 years. And this is a lot. I got him talking to us going, I got you idiots every day telling me about a new story I wouldn't have known about. And now, and that wasn't the thing 10, 20 years ago. There was nothing going on. You mentioned a UAP, you mentioned UFO. They go, look at this lunatic, put him on with a clown suit on. But now there really is a lot of movement but it's just the fact that like it just seems like it's the same kind of whirl around. It's like, oh, tomorrow they have this skiff. What's going to happen in that skiff? Even the Congress people themselves are saying they're probably not going to give us anything, but yet they're still
You're
doing.
talking about the Arrow.
Yeah.
Right. It's like an Arrow report they're going to give members of Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. No, you're not wrong, man.
So so I understand it. I completely understand the frustration behind it on all sides of it. And I also understand what you guys are talking about too. What I'd never do inside of because from doing the whole freaking the movie space for as long as I have, and seeing the kind of destruction within people talking about movies going after each other, I have long since detached myself from any drama, and there is a lot of drama inside this community, which is it's nothing I want to be a part of. I've gotten DMs going, hey, this person's doing a thing about you and this person's saying this. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like I have to do videos, and then when I come in I got to throw my daughter in the bath, so it's like I have better things to worry about than somebody making a video about me or having a comment about me or yelling at me saying you believe in space people in the sky. I don't care what you think about me. You should believe in what you believe in, and I'm going to believe in what I believe in. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to open up the questions, and I think that that's the most responsible thing. Pavel and I just did a video talking about how I think it's healthy for people to ask questions that are debunking things and stuff too, but you also got to be on the side of that if it turns out that the things that you've been debunking, if it turns out that one of those things is actually true, you should be a big enough person to go, oh, I was wrong about that one. That one actually turned out to be true. And the flip side is if like, oh, you know what? That was something in the sky. And it's like, no, it was a pack of balloons. And say it was a pack of balloons, but be responsible on both sides.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well said, man. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. It's Kristian, you hit on something that I completely agree with, which is I got videos to make. I got content to make. I got editing to do. I got thumbnail. I got emails. I got Discord. I got Patreon.
Yeah.
I got interviews to try to reach out for. I got, you're trying to plan content you got coming out. I mean, dude, I just don't care about what's going on and what's happening with anything. I don't really care at all. That's why I don't interact on Twitter. I don't even interact in my own YouTube comments. Very rarely do I even do that. I heart some things, and that's about it. I leave that for the people to just have their opinions. Just say what they want, let it out. I don't care. I got my format, my platform to get my thoughts out, and I just leave it at that and move on. And I want to get back to the reason I got into this topic, right, which were the intriguing stories, the fascinating tales, right? Everything that's just, sort of stopped you in your tracks of like where you are in reality, right? Like, oh, the idea that we're not alone. And then this story, and this guy had this experience, and look at it, cold cases. And, man. And it's everybody's journey to take. Everybody's got their own limits of what they can handle or the time that they have to allot to even looking into this. I think that's why your show does such a great job, Kristian, of people responding to it so well. It's because they're busy. I can show up, get my, injection of UFO news from a nice level-headed person who's thinking about it like I am and asking the right questions and just wanting to know what's going on. Just like you said, it's a pack of balloons. It's a pack of balloons. If it's an alien, something we don't know what then that's what it is. I don't care what it is. Just what is it? So we can go to the next step, right? Either stop looking at it or continue to look into it. And you're right. I think there's just a lot of personal attachment to these stories or events or people, and that is the problem. You get personally attached, and now if anything is questioned about that thing, you feel personally attacked. And people, in my opinion, people just need to let that sort of thing go.
Yep.
Okay, question for you, Kristian.
Yeah.
Thoughts about the upcoming Alien Romulus film? Do you think it will be a hit or a miss?
Look, it's always the question with that is, and I hate the standard answer, but it's always, it's all in the execution, right? I mean, like it's got an IP around it that is, if you do it right, you can get people into the theater and you get people excited about it. And it's Alien, for God's sakes. Everybody wants another great Alien movie. I actually have stayed away from the trailer because I am excited about this one and I want to see how it turns out. So if it actually delivers and you actually get people in there who are excited, I do think, because I think it comes out in August. No, it comes out soon, right? When the hell does it come out? I'm not sure, but
I don't know when it comes. I don't even know who's in it. I saw the trailer. It looks very old school Aliens.
Yeah, that's from what I heard. That's the. Let me see. I'm just show you the release date of it because it comes out. Yeah, it comes out in August. That's a good date for that movie. That's a good date for that movie because that's right at the tail end of the summer, and if it winds up delivering at that time, as the summer movies are kind of tailing off, it could hit big. People want to see it. It probably didn't cost that much to make, and I think it could do pretty well.
That's awesome. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, guys, this is a question for everybody here. What are your thoughts on the new study? First off, shout out to Watching Dogs 2K. Thank you for the super chat. What are your thoughts on the new study about plasma beings in the atmosphere as an explanation of the UFO phenomena? Well, I got to be honest with my digital aliens theory that completely took over the internet and everyone loved and praised me for and said I was the smartest, coolest person they'd ever met. Oh, wait, that didn't happen. The plasma beings. I mean, that's interesting, right? I don't know. Do y'all know what they're talking about exactly?
I think that's the stuff they're talking about with Avi Loeb when he was. Yeah, he was talking about how there's certain reports that potentially could be, the fact that whether it's coming through different portals and inside of that we were working on the anti-gravity side of it, that they were potentially working through it. Pavel, correct me if I'm wrong, but the plasma beams they were working inside of that program.
Yeah, and Dr. Gary Nolan also talked about it once. And yeah, it's interesting, but since we don't have like a lot of information on it, it's really hard to make a judgment call on it. I hope we can get information soon, especially with Avi Loeb. He should be asked about this, and I think he can give us a good answer.
Any plans to have Avi Loeb on, Kristian?
I actually I just confirmed him. I think that we're supposed to interview him next week to get him supposed to have Jesse Michael on for next Tuesday's episode. And
no way.
And then the following Tuesday is supposed to be Avi Loeb.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, wow, that's great, dude. Wow, dude, Jesse Michaels, I'm jealous, dude. I would love to chat with that guy, dude. He seems so cool. I'm such a fan of his content.
He's coming in studio, which will be interesting too.
Dude, that's super cool.
Well, he lives in LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. Dude, that's gonna be great, man. Y'all are gonna have such a great
I'm excited to
conversation.
Especially after that conversation, right? I wanna talk to him about that Avi Loeb stuff, the interdimensional stuff, the plasma stuff. Like the other thing is that video that you put out recently with Ashton Forbes. I watched a lot. I thought it was great interview, by the way.
Thank you.
The stuff that you guys did, because I've been fascinated with that case, and I know that he's been kind of controversial on his take on it, and I'd love to hear what like Jesse Michaels thinks about that. Like I know it's 100%. I know that is that's kind of like Pavel and I were going back and forth on that, and I think it's a heated conversation, and it is pretty fascinating. That goes back to what we were just talking about. Like you can have your opinion on that, and I can't fault you for whatever you think on that, because it's a tough one to really believe. I don't know what the hell I think, even after hearing it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Flight 370 story. The Flight 370 story was it was already heated before Ashton came to the stage with his theories and his investigations. It was already a heated story all the way back.
That's a good point.
March 2014. So it just blew up on a much bigger scale, and it had a whole lot more variables to it. But it's always been divisive, and I've been fascinated with it too since day one.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people are. No, for sure. What So you got Jesse Michaels, Kristian for next to, dude. That's so cool. That's going to be great. You got Avi Loeb.
Yeah.
That'll be a great conversation. He's a really smart guy. I did an interview with him too on VETTED.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah. A while ago, right? About
last year, like this time last year.
Yeah.
So check that out. It's on the VETTED YouTube channel. Just go to the interviews playlist. You'll find that. And that was before, God, I would do such a different interview now with him.
Yeah.
Because a lot has, I've gained a lot of information in a year. And this was before he went out to Papua New Guinea and found those sphericals over the summer. And,
right.
But he was planning all that and he was putting everything together for a Galileo project and everything. And he was very hopeful. And that's going to be a great conversation for sure.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, I mean, the one that I've reached out to a billion times, the guy just completely has never gotten back to me, and I'm like, come on, it's Jeremy Corbell. I was like, I can't even get a response on that guy. But I'd love to sit down and talk to him. I know he follows your show, so I hope you can get him on the show too, because I'd like to see that interview.
I mean, I've tried to reach out as well and say, hey man, I don't think he checks. Let's be real. He's got to get a bazillion messages. If I get a bazillion messages, and I'm sure you do too, Kristian, like from people just wanting to give you information,
right?
Of check this out, check that out. For me, it's vet this, vet that.
Right.
What's going on here? Look into this guy. Can you do a video on this guy? Which I love. I don't get me wrong. I love all that, but it can be a lot to go through. So I'm sure he's got, I mean, dude, who knows what kind of requests that guy's getting.
I'm sure.
Yeah. No, you'll get him one day, dude, for sure. Who are your like top people you would love to talk to, Kristian?
I mean, the big fish, man. I want Grush. I want to talk to Grush.
Grush.
Yeah.
He would be
Captain America.
He'd be my number one. Yeah, he'd be my like number one want if I had a wish list, like genie in a bottle. Yeah, I think Grush. I even think Lou Elizondo.
Sure.
Would definitely be a good interview.
Personally, I want to talk to Pasolka and Dr. Jack Valle.
100%. I would love to talk to them.
Those are my big fish.
Yeah. Diana Pasolka we're putting a plan together to get her on VETTED. I got some people that want to help that know her and want to get her on. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah. What about Julia Roberts?
Sweet.
What's
Julia Roberts count or no?
You're going to start again with that, Kristian?
No? All right. Never mind.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm getting, I mean, we'll see. I'm breaking it right here, I guess. Brandon Fugel from Skinwalker Ranch.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
That's a big one, dude.
He's this Dr. Dan Villiers is helping me get him on. He's friends with Brandon, and Dan has his own personal story. So we're gonna kind of do like both get his Dan story and talk to Brandon. And I don't know, we'll see. I'm talking to, this is kind of an interesting interview. It's not really like big name, but for the Michael Herrera story that I just did, I did a video on that. And there's a guy in the video that's never been interviewed. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. And he goes by Nathan in the video. And it is Michael Herrera's team leader from his trip in Indonesia, who basically doesn't buy Michael's story and is saying he's lying. Well, I think with Joey Is Not My Name's help, the independent investigators helping, Nathan is going to come on VETTED. So I'm going to do an interview with that guy, but I'm going to protect his identity essentially. Like I don't want to show his face and stuff. But I'm doing a whole part 2. I'm doing a whole part 2. Like part 1, it's going to be scripted, edited together, and all the bits I left out, new information that's come to light, even in the last couple days, which is crazy. And so, yeah, hopefully with that interview, I'm going to be featuring other parts of my interview with Joey Is Not My Name, because there was more to my interview I did not share in that first video. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be interesting. I want to find more stuff like that, kind of digging in,
awesome.
talking to some people. You know what I mean? Some different. I don't have quite the pull you do, Kristian, just yet. You know what I mean?
No,
So
you have way more pull than I mean. I don't, dude. It doesn't matter. The thing is that what happened with me is I got the only reason that I got these interviews is because it's a numbers game, right? And like I was doing for like what you've done on your channel and how fast you've grown, dude. You'll be getting them very quick. I just had my pop culture channel. And I felt like the Tuesday show, I didn't have anything going on in that Tuesday. And I got really interested in this topic. I started running the show on Tuesdays. And because we were already at the time we started doing the show, the channel was already at close like 85,000 subscribers. Is that when you pitch to whoever it is, whether it's somebody inside this community, whether it's somebody who's promoting a movie, they ask you what the reach is. And we had a good reach. Like your reach is going like that, man. So you'll be able to get people very, very, very fast. And you'll have these people for sure because your clip outs and your things that you do, they get, I mean, the amount of volume that you have on your channel, I wouldn't sweat it at all.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Well, let's see. I do have some interviews coming up that I don't want to announce until they actually happen, but they're scheduled. They're supposed to happen.
Pauly Shore.
Yeah. You heard it here first, y'all. Pauly Shore's security guard. I couldn't even get Pauly Shore.
Get Tim Taylor, dude.
Dude, that would be the
Wouldn't that
interview
be?
of the vetted interview of a lifetime would be Tim Taylor, for sure. There's no doubt. But yeah, I don't want to announce those interviews because I'm just going to drop them, and they're definitely names, and they're going to be cool to show, and it's going to give people finally, oh, we can go unvetted. This isn't so bad. There's nothing wrong over here. These guys just want to have a fun conversation about it.
Yep.
So yeah, for sure.
Well, I did see someone mention in the chat about should we trying to get members of the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance. So I'm actually in contact with. That's how we get, because I think, to be honest, also
that's a great idea.
Yeah, but I'm already getting pitched a lot of those people, and I can tell you that one of the things, this should probably maybe answering the question as far as the way that I've been getting these interviews. I wasn't even going to do a lot of interviews because that wasn't the purpose of my show.
Me neither. Yeah, exactly. Me neither.
It really wasn't. It was just about talking to my friend Mark Riley, and then I met Pavel, and Attack Peter is a buddy of mine who was also just texted me and said, "Hey, I'm also into this." And we just started talking about it. But I think it was Pavel who said, Stephen Greer is going to be, not Stephen Greer. I'm sorry, Steve Bassett. Steve Bassett is going to be in Los Angeles doing in studio things. You should reach out to him. And I said to Riley, would you want to do a live interview if we could get this guy? I think it could be cool for UFO lobbyists. That's fun. So I reached out to him, and he did it. And then we went to coffee with him afterwards because he had a really good time. And he's running that thing. And so he's like, I can get you this person, I can get you this person. He hooked me up with the person who books it, and that's how I wound up getting. And it just turns out that it also was because Darcy and Tim Gallaudet were doing press for Darcy's movie. So, and they run through the same, I guess, publicist or person who books. So it just kind of all met, and now working with her has been great because she's consistently just saying, how about this person? How about this person? So the Hollywood Alliance thing, I think we'll get more people from there for sure.
Actually,
that's great.
Patrick gave me a tip once when we were talking. The studio where you interviewed Bassett is the same studio that Corbell and Knapp have used before.
Oh,
yeah. I think it's there. If it's the one that they have, so that particular company is fantastic, and they do have.
Looks like a great setup.
It's a great setup. We shot Katie Sackhoff's show there when we were shooting her show.
That's right. I saw that.
But there's two locations that they have. So the question is what location?
Got it. So they're identical. The studios look identical with the screen
way,
behind and okay, I see.
My buddy Chris Van Vliet shoots a lot of his stuff there too.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Okay, I gotta throw this live chat or super chat on, guys. I'm new to live streaming, y'all, so just bear with me here. Ben says, thanks for the hangout, guys. Love it when y'all get together and chat with the community. Absolutely. 100%, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. And I've missed hundreds of chats. I apologize, y'all. I don't even know where to start here. What else is coming up? Kristian, you have any plans for like certain topics you want to discuss? Is there something that's just like eating at you that you're curious about? I know you talk about what you're going to talk about with Jesse Michaels, but what about like with Avi Loeb? I mean, I'm sure you'll talk about that same thing with the plasma, but I'm sure there'll be more. I mean, like, I don't know. Is there something just kind of like on your heels about this?
He is one of my top guys that I wanted to talk about because like the interdimensional stuff is the stuff that's where my mind goes. And I start going because I'm convinced, and and I think by doing this enough and opening up enough doors, you start to convince yourself of all the theories that you want to be true also, like for me, it's like I'm just convinced that dreams has something to do with this. Like I just don't think that human beings would dream. It's just like we make up all this stuff in our head when we're in here, and the way that our heads work with, you can actually feel your thought process when you're dreaming of certain things and the way that things are built out. That just seems too convenient to me. That's like, just putting it there together. Things that I would have never even a million years thought of, knew what it was, and it's appearing. I'm all about the way that quantum physics kind of puts you in a different place and how this is connected. I always go back to that case in, what was it? The one where the little kids saw the Zimbabwe case, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the thing that they said, one of the kids that was approached by the being, and the being said, "You don't fully understand what you guys are capable of, and mentally, and and that always kind of stood out to me too, because I'm like, there are certain times, like even if you're having a conversation with somebody, and everybody's been in this, so you're in the middle, you're having a conversation with somebody, and you just feel like you know what they're going to say next, and then they say it. And it's like, well, that's coincidence. You just kind of, or that's the flow of the conversation. Of course they were going to say that, but I just think there's more to that. And I think that, so to go back to what you just asked me, I literally just released, or I'm about to release a video that Pavel and I just did about this whole thing that with Arrow declassifying that Kona Blue project, and about how consciousness and how consciousness can steer ships and remote viewing and all that. I think there's more to it. I just think that there's a lot to it, and I think what the human brain is capable of, and the idea, and like there's just more to it. And that's the type of stuff that I'd love to get into with Avi Loeb, because I'm not going to understand 90% of the answers he gives me because I'm not smart enough. But when it comes to, but I'm going to listen, I'm going to try to, and like this Harvard professor who's sitting there listening about all these different things about what it potentially could be. That's the stuff that I want to ask him.
Dude, hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just the stuff we're not used to thinking about and trying to wrap our heads around that being a possibility. And because you got to come to that realization before you can ever believe it, in my opinion. Accept that it's a possibility, and then decide whether or not this is true. And it's a lot to get through, especially if you don't think you're smart enough, if it's the right word to use, to understand the science behind it. So you're like, I don't know. So you look to other people. Well, what do they say about this? Right? Like, okay, that sounds a little more believable. If they kind of think this could be something, then maybe I think this could be something. And that's where this topic, that's why we do rely on experts in this topic, because there's a lot to this topic that is far beyond just the average everyday person's understanding of science or physics, or
it's also it's important. As a journalist myself, I like to go straight to the source, and that's what I've been trying to aim at since I pitched myself to Kristian, though, that I want to talk to the people that are right there investigating everything. And that's the only way that we're going to get to whatever the truth is, I think. Not by hearsay or by, just like hype. So, yeah.
Shout out to Red Panda. Kona Blue stuff is very interesting. Yeah, the Kona Blue stuff, that's going to be my video tomorrow. So it's just strictly about Kona Blue. I plan on deep diving after this. But what were y'all's initial thoughts of hearing just these documents come out and about this? And had you heard of Kona Blue before? Because I've heard of that name before.
Dude, I did a whole thing. Poor Pavel, when he came, because we pre-taped the shows when I do it, and I did like a whole thing up top, and I went into like a 3-minute rant about before that you'll never see. But it was basically about how it just to me sounds like I didn't know what it was. It sounds like a flight to Hawaii. It sounds like something that
Dude,
there's a snow cone place in Austin called Kona Blue. I'm not joking.
I'm gonna convince you
that's
to
what I
put
think
that
of.
on the bloopers, Kristian.
Yeah.
You gotta upload that shit. That was hilarious.
but either way, that's what, like, when you for people who are watching Patrick's channel, then that when you come into Vetted, this is a guy that's he's putting in the research, he's putting this stuff down, he's gone through, he's done the read up. That ain't why you're coming to my channel. You're coming to channel for some huts going, what's this now? What's a Kona? Wait, they're steering ships with your mind? Wait, let me bring in somebody who actually knows this, and let me talk to Pavel. And I actually would love to have you on, Patrick, on one of the Down to Earth episodes too, to kind of pop in and do an episode of, which would be great, because things like this would be amazing. But my thoughts of it is that I don't truly get it yet, right? I understand that they released it, and what Pavel has said to me was that they're putting this out there to say, hey, look, we pitched this to the DOD. There's these things that we were going to explore, and the DOD said, nope, we're not going to do this, but thanks for asking. But so, hey, we tried this and nobody is taking this serious. So here's the report just to show you there's no reverse engineering program going on here. That's what I read out of it. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what we discussed on the story that we're going to make, that I literally just made public right now.
I love it. Look at that. Y'all saw it live. Y'all saw him hit the publish button.
Yep.
Nice plug.
No, that's great.
It's funny because I yesterday I was on a space with UFO intros on Twitter, and we were talking about all of this remote viewing stuff and the case that I've been following myself on my channel. And funny enough, this report came out, and I was like, wait, they're acknowledging they were studying this like in public. Holy crap. So this opens up a whole new aspect of my own investigation that I need to look into. And I've been talking to people already, and it's going to be wild.
So just to be clear real quick, like Kona Blue is a program that never actually existed. It was something they wanted to do under the umbrella of OSAP/ATIP.
Yeah, it was the continuation of OSAP/ATIP. When that finished, they wanted to continue it. Yeah. That's what it was.
That's interesting. Well, it's interesting because ATIP was after OSAP, right? And I'm finding out there's two versions of ATIP. There's the official version of ATIP and then the unofficial version of ATIP, and they ran at different times. And the unofficial was first, and then they made it official after OSAP. So now you have this Kona Blue that they were trying to get going. But I did see John Greenwald put up a tweet like that there's some interesting things about the documents that he found very fascinating, of like just different terms, different categorization, like little details about it that he's never seen on government documents before. So that should be interesting. I'm actually talking with John on Thursday. I'm doing an interview with him on Thursday, so I'm going to ask him about that. Ask
him about the parallels between Kona Blue and skinwalkers at the Pentagon, because they talk a lot of stuff from Kona Blue in that book. So yeah. I'm sure John will recognize a lot of that lingo.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
What happened?
We got a crazy comment. I don't know what to do. I just hopefully somebody will take care of that. Honestly, it's been kind of, soft tonight. Usually we get hit with some weird stuff on our chat here, but yeah. The Kona Blue stuff is just interesting to me because who doesn't love a good story about a UFO program trying to study all these, and just the idea that they would even, think about these things and put them in order, and like, this is how we would do it, and this is what we want to look into. And it kind of gives you a blueprint for what they're thinking and what their strategies are and what they're thinking, you know what I mean? Regardless of if it ever came into fruition, right? It gives you an idea of where their minds are at, or at least during that particular time period. But I would wager that it hasn't fluctuated too much to today, right? Because a lot of those things are being talked about right now from the little bit that I've seen. Yeah, I'm excited to dive into it tonight and make a video about it. Is there anything in particular you guys think about it that I need to cover?
I mean, I definitely think the idea, even the fact that they even list that, you know, the interest of potentially steering a ship through consciousness. I mean, the idea, even if it's like, even the fact that it was going to be pitched to the DOD, it's like someone had to raise their hand and going, "Hey, can we try steering a ship with our minds?" And someone went, "Yeah, that'll fly. Let's send it to the DOD." Somewhere, someone said,
Yeah,
someone's doing that, and we can do that, and we can really put some money to put together a program that we can do that. Let's put it to the DOD, because if we can figure this out, then we can really cause some shit. And the other thing that is a major report, I think, that we didn't even discuss on our video, is the idea that the concern is that other countries and other places will be doing this and will be using these types of programs as well too. I believe.
I think that there is a concern from Russia and from China that they have similar programs they have been working on for decades, especially their remote viewing stuff. There is like a fear of national security aspect to it. Like there is, that exists.
Well, it goes all the way back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
To
mean,
the
yeah,
60s
for sure.
and 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's see, I was talking to Nicole Sakic, who I had with Grant Cameron on, right? Trying to get her on the show too. She was telling me about like the history of all of these programs, all these UFO programs, right? And how basically after Blue Book, let me see, basically after Blue Book, yeah, here it is. After Blue Book, they basically got Stargate going. And out of Stargate, these people wanted to sort of come together because there was a lot of little mini groups happening behind the scenes. And they came up with something in the 80s called the Advanced Theoretical Physics Working Group. It's sometimes referred to as the UFO Working Group. Now, this is the beginnings of Rick Doty and that whole group. Okay, Hal Puthoff, all of that. And it's kind of not many people know about it, right? And then that turns into NIDS, part of the BAS in the 90s, because Robert Bigelow, you know, comes in. They buy all the MUFON data, right? And MUFON wasn't even MUFON before. That used to be something called APRO, turned into MUFON. That was in the 50s and 60s. So you could even go back that far. But then after NIDS, that's when you get OSAP, then ATIP, unofficially, right? Working under OSAP at the same time. Then OSAP goes away. ATIP's working by itself. And they're trying to come up with this Kona Blue one. But there was also another one they were trying to come up with that David Grush proposed. He even made a whole presentation about it that got shared by John Greenwald, I believe. But I don't know what it's called, like OMSIG or something like that. OMSIG. I don't know what it stands for though. But anyway, quite interesting. The history of looking into this, and you know what's crazy though? Is Arrow the last thing? No. I was just gonna say, is Arrow the last? Like where we're at, is Arrow really the only one? Is there a secret one behind the scenes happening?
There has to be. There has to be. I mean, they keep changing the name so often. You think they're kind of like doing the Monsanto thing, how they change their name once everyone figures out what they're doing. This I think there's a lot of that. So there must be something in the front on the stage for everyone to go, look here. It just seems that that's the typical MO for them to do. So I would be stunned if there's nothing hiding behind the scenes that none of us know about.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Go ahead, Kristian. What were you going to say, brother?
I said, what's crazy about all of this is the fact that when you have this this report that comes out again, and I think Patrick, you and I had this conversation when you were on my show, is that you have this particular conversation, this particular report, and even outlets like News Nation that was covering this thing every day and The Hill are silent now on this thing, and it just disappeared. And I don't know, maybe it goes back into what you guys were talking about and what Daniel brought up in the beginning, at least the beginning, what I saw with the the fatigue of it all, is that I don't understand how this isn't a topic that you say, well, here's this report, and like, the fact that you're deep diving into it, where are these other reporters that were doing this thing and deep dive into this and say, well, this is a major conversation of like what the Arrow, this is a major organization that put out this report. Even if it was pitched and denied, they're pitching things about flying ships with your mind. Like, how is that not a thing that is out there in the news? And it's and I get it. We're talking about it. We're talking about impeachments. We're talking about trials. We're talking about cats and trees. I understand, but it's like there's other stories inside of there that I think is a bigger thing. And the fact that they don't cover it is insane. But Patrick, I wanted to thank you. I gotta go. I gotta get into the house, but I just wanted to pop on and say I love what you do. I love what you do, and I just wanted to say hello. And it was good to stream with you guys, and I look forward to watching your next vid.
Awesome, Kristian. Thank you so much for coming, man, and giving the bettors a nice treat for tonight. And shout out to Pavel for helping with that. So, yeah, Kristian, best of luck, man. Best of luck to the videos. Have a great night tonight, man. Thank you so much.
Take care, Kristian.
Bye.
Look at Pavel with the balloons celebrating. Whoa,
wow,
what is that? What is that?
Is that a
What
custom
the
one?
hell? Wait a second. Do I have that? Come on, Patrick. Come on, dude. Give me
You
something.
can't do it. I can't. I've got nothing. You must have installed that.
Did
You know who I learned that from? Corbell.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? That's funny. Well, but why isn't mine working?
I don't know. That's weird.
I get the oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Oh my God.
This is an Apple
My dog's
thing, though,
going
isn't it?
crazy right here next to me, like, well, I want lasers. Oh, no. Hey, dude, thank you for talking, for inviting Kristian on, dude. That was cool, man. That was great.
I told him that I was going on. He was like, send me the link right now. Don't tell him. And I'm like, okay.
Dude, that's so sick. That was a great
I had to tease it a little bit when I
no, that was great. I wasn't, honestly, I was not expecting that.
We just talked about it.
I was not expecting that at all. So this is why I want to do these pop in sort of live stream, just new, you don't know what's going on. We're all hanging out. I think it's important to, and I think people are noticing in the chat, it's important to bring people together in the community, have these nice, fun, civil conversations about this stuff. And it's great, man. Like, yeah, I love it.
That's what it's all about.
I love hearing everyone's thoughts. Yeah, it's exactly. Mark says, boys will be boys. LOL. Look at Mark using the LOLs like he's a young buck over
like he
here.
Doesn't look.
Yeah. Come on, Mark. Yeah, come on, Mark. I love it. No, Mark's super cool, man. Mark's hilarious in our Patreon meetings and stuff. He brings a great energy and chat. Honestly, everyone in our Patreons. So shout out to everyone that comes to the Patreon. All right, let me. I mean, I'm so far behind on comments, guys. I don't even think I should go back right at this point. I'm just gonna start.
I did read a comment that was pretty spicy there. About Kona
Blue. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see it. I missed so many comments, dude. I missed so many. It's even when I'm by myself, I miss tons of comments. I want to read every one. That's my problem. I got to learn to like. Yeah, well, I'm trying to give everyone the respect. They took the time to put in a comment. I'm like, you deserve my attention, and I can't. This says Stink Floyd says, here you see a Nazca mummy, clearly non-human. We don't wear gloves. Never mind the finger that fell off. No big deal. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Stink Floyd.
That's the same person that wrote this comment. Check it out.
Oh, got it. Okay, Stink.
Coming
well,
to the stage,
listen.
Triple D favorite pole dancing stripper, Kona Blue.
That's kind of funny.
Pretty funny.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, Kona Blue, again, there is a snow cone shop in Austin called Kona Blue. Like, I used to get snow cones there. So when I heard Kona Blue, I think snow cones. Mark Sanchez says Pavel's a man. What is it? It's a Hyundai?
Yeah, I was looking it up when you mentioned it because I hadn't heard of it, and it's like it comes up with a blue Hyundai. So I was like, okay. This is a new thing. But then I found it was a program underneath about
Oh,
10 listings
still,
under
that's
that.
funny. I mean, do you think if you're coming up with a secret UFO program name, do you brainstorm that? Are you sitting
You must
around
do.
like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we need something hip and cool, or what? Like,
They
you know
always
what I
have the
mean?
coolest names. So, like, what? I mean, where do you get Project Grill Flame from? There must be a brainstorm behind that.
Or the
Yeah, I mean,
aviary.
that's true. Yeah, the aviary. Yeah, for sure. Well, but
Yeah.
those are more like groups rather, or
Yeah.
you know, I guess a project, but like a program, right? Like it's
Still a
usually an
naming
acronym.
convention.
It's kind of boring. So Kona Blue is interesting that they came up with that. Like, does Kona mean something? Does blue mean so? Like, why Kona Blue? Why that name? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sage says, shout out to Sage. That was an awesome surprise, Pavel. Yes, y'all, we have Pavel to thank. Make sure you, Pavel, talk to us about your channel, man.
I got Danny Sheehan tomorrow.
Wow.
So I'm gonna talk to him. I'm trying to curate the questionnaire with questions that he probably hasn't been asked recently, because I'm sure he's been asked everything. So I'm gonna try to ask him about Kona Blue precisely, and I'm gonna ask him a few deep cuts about these South American civilizations that commune with the idea that non-human intelligences are real, but they don't see them as extraterrestrials. They see them as entities that have already been here. I want to ask him about that. And I want to ask him about the religious aspect of the phenomenon, because he was involved with the Catholic Church for a long time. So he must have a lot of information in that.
Yeah, 100%. He was going to be a priest, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, plus recently the Pope did a little shift around on his position in extraterrestrials, did he not? Am I getting that wrong?
No, Ross Colhart actually uncovered information about the Francisco. His name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, and he was the lead disciple of one of the biggest ufologists in Latin America from the 60s and 70s, who was also a priest, and he was the director of an observatory in Argentina. And he grew up just spending many years with this person, learning about ufology his whole life. So
he's always been a UFO nut.
Yeah, you could say
The
that.
Pope.
That's why he makes these comments about
all
living forms are children of God and all this stuff, you know. And I'm very curious about that too. I'm gonna ask Sheehan about that too, because he must know. I'm sure he does. He knows a lot of stuff, that guy. And he signs no NDAs.
No, dude, you're totally going to have a very interesting conversation with him that I don't think he's had, which is very cool, dude. That's why getting people with different backgrounds and experiences to do interview, it's good, because hopefully they'll bring a piece of themselves to that interview, and now it becomes a different reflection, right? It's a different mirror. It's going to be different. It's going to filtered differently. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that interview, man, with Sheehan. No, that's awesome. I'll make sure after this live stream, y'all, for everybody watching, I'll put links to Kristian's channels to go check out, and Pavel's as well, Daniel's as well. We'll make sure we cover everybody. So, you know, make sure you go follow them, subscribe. They got a bunch of stuff coming out. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Look, I got to get to this comment real quick. It says, from Watching Dogs 2K. Thank you again. This says, a study about plasma beings in the thermosphere was published in January of this year. 11 scientists authoring that study. Nobody is talking about it. I mean, fair enough, man. You know, honestly, you're kind of interesting me to make a video about it, if I'm being fair. So I probably will. When, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till Kristian's interview with Avi and do a video on that, and I can cover the whole thing as a whole, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure he's, like he said, he's going to ask him about that.
It was interesting because I did hear Dr. Nolan talking about this paper that was about to be published. He talked about it in December, and he hinted that it was about to be published, and I didn't follow up on that. So thank you. I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah. Two Wheelan says, wrap this up, Nakas. What are you talking? Wrap this up, dude. Just leave if you don't want to watch it anymore. What? Who is this guy? Right?
I think
is that a joke?
I don't think he means wrap up the show. That was an earlier comment that was maybe in response to something lewd we said.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Two Wheelan.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
Are you all drinking Kona Blues? Is that something? I feel like that is something.
It's a euphemism now.
I don't know.
No, I've heard that it's a drink too.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I don't know. I'm just putting comments now. I don't even know what I'm doing. My comment was how the Nazca mummy during a live stream broke off a finger. LOL. Oh, okay. Got it. Siri, what should I call my new sap? That's funny. That is funny. That's kind of funny, actually. That's funny. I bet you'd probably get a name.
Well, they have cool names though, like secret programs.
They do. Oh, look at this person says oh, good Jesus. I'm not even gonna try, brother. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I can't say your name. There's probably a program name process to check if the name already exists. Yeah. I mean, well, that's a good point too. Kind of like when you check on, GoDaddy for domain names or whatever program you use, right? For domain names. I'm old school, so GoDaddy, but yeah, that's funny.
His name probably seems Icelandic. That's why it's so important.
Yeah, it looks Icelandic, which is cool. I wish I knew. I want to pronounce it, but I once past that R, there's an I, but I don't know what that Idri. I don't know what that is.
Gosh. Let's not even try. Yeah, he said he is Icelandic.
Okay, very cool, dude. We got people. You know what, guys? Please. Oh, wait a second.
Look at this.
Hold on a second. Chrissy, what is going on? Chrissy,
you
did not have
from
to
WA.
Do that, Chrissy.
This from just earned the lasers.
Western Australia.
Really?
She's from where I'm originally from. So she's a fellow Aussie here in the chat. Also is Australian Phenomena. Dylan, he's in Canberra. So we got quite a few Aussies here. Chrissy's my Discord friend. We've become close on Discord.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Chrissy, thank you so much. She's
very sweet.
You. I don't even know what to say. Love the lives. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I know Chrissy has messaged me on Discord. I have seen her in the Discord as well. So, Chrissy, thank you for joining us for the live chat. That is awesome. Super, super cool. Wow. I mean, amazing. That is so cool. Yeah, I think we got people from all over the world, y'all. I usually do it at the beginning of the live stream, but let's do it right now, y'all. Tell me where you guys are streaming from, please. I'm gonna shout out all the ones I can. Just I love seeing all the different countries and places. So okay, hit it, y'all. Tell me where you guys are from. Where are you guys watching all this from? Let's hear it. I know we got Australia. Pavel's in Mexico. I'm in Texas. Australia. We already have a global stream going right now. New comments. Are they saying it? Oh, they are. Oh, sorry. Okay. Iceland, San Diego, Tennessee, Brisbane, Rochester, baby, Melbourne. Oh, God, I'm getting behind. Vermont, Melbourne, Florida, Pennsylvania, Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, Pittsburgh, Central Florida, Alberta, Canada. Take a damn guess, Philly Hardy says. Well, watch your mouth, Philly. I'm just kidding. Ontario, Canada, Oklahoma. Y'all love Oklahoma. Atlanta, Georgia, baby. Ohio, Canada, Detroit, California, Philly. Okay.
Hyrule.
Now I get why Philly Hardy acts like that. That's Philly for you right there. Illinois, Brazil, Mount George, Australia, Manila, Philippines, Atlanta, Wolverhampton, Liverpool, New Jersey, Ontario, Northern Ireland, Phoenix, Pueblo, State of Confusion. What? Mars, Brooklyn, NYC in the house, Rhode Island, Denver, Colorado, be in La Jolla next. Oh, love La Jolla. Beautiful country out there. Great wine. Iceland, Dilly, Uranus. Great. Thank you for making me say that. Rome, Italy, Central Coast, Edmonton, Iowa, Buca, Oz. What is Buca? What is OZ? What am I missing? I don't know
Australia,
what that
I'm
is.
pretty sure.
Oh, is that it? That's Australia. Okay, very cool.
think
Buca,
so.
you know what that is?
No,
Bucca,
but I
Buca?
vaguely. I'm gonna have to look it
England,
up to
Michigan,
confirm.
Phoenix, South Carolina, Canada, y'all. We Chicago, North Texas here. I mean, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Everybody, I love it. It's so cool.
And we do have people
Here's a
from
good
Twitter
question.
here.
Oh, we do. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, everyone on Twitter watching, it's my first live stream on Twitter. I hope I did it right. If you're watching there, thank you so much. I don't really know how it works. I don't think I've ever watched a live stream on Twitter. So thank you. And YouTube live stream. I'm digging this new setup I got with StreamYard, which thanks to Kristian, coincidentally, that's why I use StreamYard, because
It's
of
great,
Kristian.
isn't it?
It's awesome. It's the cool. I feel like I'm in a new century, like I time traveled.
Yeah.
I have a
from using
question. Do you still
my
have
old
to
one.
use? Do you still have to use the other program? What's it called?
OBS.
Yeah, OBS.
OBS? No, dude. StreamYard's all by itself. You
Oh
just
my
you just
God.
log in, dude. It's the best. It's like
I'm
you
gonna
just log
start
in.
using that.
I use StreamYard now for all interviews I do and live streams. And the Patreon meetings from here on out are going to be all on StreamYard. But when I do my daily videos and stuff like that, I still use OBS. That's my thing. And then for editing videos, I use DaVinci Resolve.
Okay.
StreamYard is really the best, most streamlined, easiest to operate, and most reliable platform if you want to have guests. If you're doing stuff on your own, OBS is great because
awesome.
you got all the control. But yeah, there's no hard work with StreamYard. It's all just works.
Honestly, I could probably do the daily videos on StreamYard too, but I just like my OBS setup, and I just know how to, it's just I got it down. So I like it. This is a question here for y'all. Cavod, do you believe that humans are not at the top of the food pyramid, and that there are other creatures that we do not see that are higher on that ladder than us? I mean, that's the big question, I guess, right? What do y'all think?
Well, people have said for years that the queen was a lizard, but then she sort of expired. And
wait, what?
You know,
what the fuck? Daniel, you can't just hit me with that out of nowhere.
That was great, man.
Just like, bam. Let me just hit you with the queen was a lizard. I'm sorry, what?
That's why I used to call it Arnie Liz.
People get really angry when you talk shit about the royal family, man.
I know, but I adored him.
but
he's
Australian. He's Australian though, dude. He gets to say it. He's Australian, bro. The queen is under Australian rule, right? Still, in a lot of ways.
And they do say that a lot.
I guess.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
they do. I'm not the first to say it. Don't shoot the messenger.
Oh yeah.
I think that there is some kind of uber intelligence, but I don't know if we're gonna find out in our lifetimes what that is. I hope we do. It seems like we're getting a little closer to whatever that is. It would all depend on how this inner war within government pans out, because people need to understand there's currently like hella disagreement in there, because people want some information to come out and people don't, and both groups are in power. Both groups hold a specific kind of power within the government, and they both have leverage too. So it sure is interesting to watch from a distance. And that's also one of the reasons why I want to talk to the people involved, because even if they don't tell me exactly what's happening, I can read them and I can get little breadcrumbs from them.
Something exactly. Yeah, 100%, man. No matter what they answer. I ask questions sometimes that have nothing to do with anything. They just you find out things from other ways, like around. Again, my whole thing, I always say, let people vet themselves. They will vet themselves. You don't have to do it for them. They will do it themselves. Exactly. If you ask the right questions, put them in the right situations, you know, that just how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Daniel, what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on all that, the food chain and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, it kind of makes me think about, in a strange way, you know, I remember Gary McKinnon talking about that off-world fleet and stuff like that. Imagine if there's like, what do they call them? Ultra-terrestrials? There's like a breakaway human civilization that might have been
That's been here on Earth, right? Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, they evolved here and they developed the means to leave. Since then, we've had cataclysms that have prevented us from doing the same.
Wait, what? They left? Ultra-terrestrials? Oh, I didn't know that part of the theory.
I don't know if I'm getting I don't know if I think I'm getting the word right. You know, I'm talking about humans, a human civilization that grew up here and then broke away as their technology advanced. They became multi-planetary, and due to cataclysms since, we've lost the ability and contact with that.
And humans evolved after them, you're saying?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, it just sort of, it's just an idea that comes up in my mind when you mention that. But it also begs the question. Go on.
Yeah, I think USOs may be related to that a little bit, right?
Possibly. USOs. Yeah. I don't know the official lore of the story, but like this is where my mind goes at least. And but it does beg the question, well, if they can see us and what we're doing now, why haven't you intervened? But maybe that's an unwritten law, or maybe it is a written law. Who knows? Maybe they have galaxy laws. I'm getting out there, but you know.
Or maybe we are a farm.
Yeah.
Billy Hardy says, "Do chimps know they're in a zoo? Try to leave Earth."
That's what I mean. Maybe we
That's
are
exactly
a farm.
what he was saying. Yeah, to see the farmers to leave it.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I mean, look, I put out my digital aliens theory, right? Like, there's a bazillion thoughts, ideas of what else could be out there, right? Because we don't know, well, all possibilities are essentially still plausible, all equally, until we know more, right? So who knows what's going on? Like I said, I think in my video too, it could be a mix of things, a mix of these different theories, right?
Yeah.
Or one we've just, I bet if you would have asked people back in the time when they thought the Earth was flat, right? Like, just they didn't know, right? They're just walking around. Like, if you would have said, "What do you think is actually good? Like, what's the real reality?" Do you think anyone would have guessed a globe and space and all this stuff? Does that make sense? That probably not. Everything would have been in relation to what they know. So they probably would have thought, "Well, we're flat, but we're on this flat, open thing." You know, who knows what? Maybe somebody would have said a globe, but I think it could be just something we're not even considering.
I think that we're also, I think we're also have many conceptions of life right now that maybe 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we'll do a 180 and it's going to be completely the opposite that we thought it was.
Yeah,
that's completely possible. So yeah,
exactly. It's going to be just something we haven't thought of, right?
At
all. That will be the thing, and we'll be like, "Oh, we were wrong about it." Good God. I mean, let's be real. What if an alien spaceship flew into the atmosphere tomorrow, a huge one, like Independence Day style, came in, like, and we're like, "Oh, that's the thing," you know, like a lot of people are going to be wrong. Their stories are not going to line up. Like, that would be interesting. I think that's what's funny is if disclosure actually happened or the truth came out, you would see the people that weren't telling the truth, and what would happen to them in the UFO community. Like, would people be mad at people if they found out that the story they've been telling for 20 years is just they made it up? I think that's what a lot of people fear of, why they don't want to come out afterward and be like, "Yeah, I made this up. It's not true. You know, this thing didn't happen." I mean, why would you? You'd be shamed forever. We're not like exactly a society that's that forgiving. People can be, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Not on the internet.
Has anyone ever done that? You know, has anyone ever like told this long, UFO story that's just really, for a long time, and then later came out and said, "Oh, I know, I made it up. It's not true." Has that ever happened?
Yeah, Yeah, I know. Well, the Y Files did covered the guy who pretended to be God. Why am I not remembering the name? The fake moon landing. What's the guy who supposedly did that?
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, it wasn't on my tip. It was
The
on the tip of my
video
tongue.
of Stanley Kubrick
Yeah, so
admitting
there's
to it.
supposed videos that was the fake thing, and that guy was name was Tom, and they kept, and then that footage came out of Tom being chastised by the director behind the camera, saying, "No, you're not convincing enough," and all of that sort of stuff. I'm not sure if that totally fits exactly
It's a little
what you
different.
said,
That's
but
more like a hoax, but no, I mean, like, let's say Travis Taylor, a Travis Taylor type.
Rick
Okay.
Doty
One
did
day,
that, no?
or not Travis Taylor, Travis Walton. Sorry. Let's say
Walton,
like
yeah.
one day a Travis Walton type figure, right, is like, nope, not. I'm not saying him. I'm just using him as an example, but like someone like that. That's what I mean. Has anyone ever done that?
Well,
I don't think
Pavel
I've heard
mentioned
of that.
Doty, but yeah.
Doty. Well, that's different. That's intel. I mean, someone who's like, I got abducted by UFOs. I've told the story for 20 years. And then after 20 years, they're like, no,
I know
it
who.
didn't happen.
Jonathan Reed.
Who was that? Jennifer Reed?
Jonathan Reed. It's a case from the
Jonathan Reed.
90s. Do you guys remember?
I know the name.
No? It's
No,
a
I don't
case
know.
from the 90s. That was actually the first UFO case I ever saw. And I saw it on a Mexican show called Otro Rollo. Jaime Maussan brought him. And he showed a video that got me really spooked. And then he continued to tell a story about a bracelet that teleported people. And they showed the bracelet live on TV. And at first, when I saw the video, it was a video of allegedly Reed found his dog screaming and yelling with this figure that just like made it turn into like dust, like, and he grabbed a bat and hit it in the head, and he started recording. And there's this video where he's like panting, like really scared, recording this creature that's laying on the floor. And then there's
I've
this pan
seen
out.
that.
Yeah, and then there's this like
They're in the
black
woods.
cube. Yeah, they're in the woods.
Yeah.
And then years later, he came out and said it was whole bullshit.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah,
that's interesting because people have sent me that video. Like, check, this is real, Patrick. Check.
and I asked
the video
Maussan
of it.
about it when I interviewed him, and he was like, "Yeah." He seemed disappointed, and he was like, "Yeah." He eventually came out and said it wasn't true. But I think
that's interesting, Pavel. You've interviewed Jaime Maussan. You know his history a lot more than most of the people watching, including myself and Daniel. Like, what do you think of him and the Mummies and his approach and like, you know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on all that?
Okay.
Sorry, is that a lot to throw on you like right now?
No, I just don't want to
think about it.
Yeah. The thing is that he presented himself to me as a really nice person, like a really open person. And he was really welcoming, and he gave me his time. I learned about the humanitarian work he does. I learned about the environmental work he does. He does a lot of work. He spends a lot of his own money out of his pocket to help animals and a lot of stuff, and I find myself a little bit at a crossroads when it comes to him, because I know, for example, this story about Jonathan Reed, I know he got burned for that. I know dozens of times where he got burned. And I don't think necessarily he does it knowing that it's a hoax or that it's not true. But I do think that you got to think about it. He's like an institution. He has millions of followers. People see him and they see money. So if you're a grifter or if you're a hoaxer and you see a person that is that good of a person, because I consider him a good man, there's a lot of people that like to take advantage of that. And sadly, he's been burned so many times because he believes in people, And yesterday on that space that I told you about, I compared his case with Linda Moulton Howe, because she's been through the same the same things. She was tricked by Doty. She was shown false information, thinking and trusting in Doty, and he betrayed that trust. And I think the same thing has happened to Maussan. When it comes to the mummies, I know for a fact that there were a lot of people, documentarians and researchers, that in 2017 they saw the story and they went to Peru and tried to investigate it. But I know that there are people who were not shown bodies; they were shown dolls, and these dolls are real. Like, they're constructed by animal parts and baby bones and
Yeah, I saw
child
that.
bones. Those are true. I mean, they exist. And yes, that's a hoax. I know that to be true. But also, I find it really interesting that Maussan is moving along with a lawsuit asking for $300 million. And these American scientists on April 4th, uh, they didn't say they were a hoax. What they looked at and what they investigated, they said, this is inconclusive evidence. It needs to be studied. And that's as far as I go. I'm not saying they're real. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying investigate the shit out of them, because they need to be investigated. And I get Maussan. I get his desperation, because he's been burned so many times. He's been defamed. People think he's like he's a hoaxer. He's a grifter. And I see this is like his Hail Mary, to kind of salvage the little reputation he has left within the UFO community, because in Mexico, people respect him a lot. I mean, they consider him one of the most important journalists in Mexican history. So, but I get that he wants to save face internationally. So I get what he's doing. That's what I got to say about that.
Yeah. No, dude, that was great. Are you kidding me? That was great. Yeah, that was see, and you gave us a thumbs up. Appreciate that. That was Legend giving us a super sticker. Legend, thank you so much, man. Legend has made quite a few contributions to the super chat, so thank you. Shout out to Legend. Look, guys, I'm going to go another 30 minutes myself, so feel free to stick around. But if you are, like, what are some topic? What can we cover here? Should I go over some more? You know what? I guess I should go over some more comments, right? That should be my thing. That's why I'm doing this. Oh gosh, guys. Daniel, have you seen any comments I should cover here? I don't even know.
Well,
everyone coming in now. Sage Sooth, be sure to rewind after the live is complete, as we had another surprise guest. That is correct, Sage. Go ahead, Daniel. Sorry.
I'm reading something about rituals to receive downloads. I'm not sure what that exactly means. What do you think about rituals attempting to receive downloads, or is this all cult-like behavior, communicating with entities? I'm not sure exactly what that question means.
I do. Can I answer it?
Yeah, of course. Is it this one? Is it this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Y'all handle this for 2 seconds.
Yeah. This goes basically into the Rosicrucian tradition, which is practiced by people like Jacques Vallée or Dr. J. Allen Hynek, who we know that he was a Rosicrucian. Rosicrucians basically are people who study human condition and try to evolve their mental state of mind and try to keep that balance between their mind and their body and their knowledge, and try to they create a philosophy of human evolution through Rosicrucianism. So there's this belief that many famous scholars and scientists and creators throughout history, like Da Vinci or Botticelli, or artists, there's this belief that they get downloads of information which allows them to create masterpieces or works of art.
Oh yeah,
And they're saying, and they believe that these downloads are from a non-human intelligence.
Like
I'm
Tim
not
Taylor.
saying, I'm not saying they all believe in that, but
Well, I
many
mean,
of them
Nikolai
do.
Tesla had downloads, so to speak, did he not? So
Exactly.
now that makes
Townsend
so it's starting to ring a
Brown,
bell.
right? All of these
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
And
Chris Bledsoe.
these rituals
yeah.
that are mentioned here, they come from the Kabbalah long ago, but the person who popularized the rituals themselves was Plato. He had a group.
Mm,
I mean, Dr. Diana Pasolka talks about this. He had this group of people, philosophers, that used to get together and just like exercise and philosophize and um do different kinds of rituals that don't have to do with exercise, but also like just ritualistic stuff to get these downloads. And that's what they
mm.
did. And he was the one who popularized it to this day. And then the Invisible College was created in the 1600s based on these rituals from Plato.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
I
It's a
didn't know
long time.
that. That's so cool. Play-Doh, man, doing like what does working out look like for Play-Doh?
I mean, they're the
Like
Greeks. They
what was
invented
he
the
doing?
Olympic Games. So
Yeah,
yeah.
like I wonder what they're doing. Like, is Plato doing like some gladiator shit, or is it like he's walking up steps and down like he's doing like Greek yoga, just like back in the day, like I don't know, some sort of like I just wonder like what does that look like staying healthy to them? Like what do they imagine? Yeah, that's
It
it,
would have
dude.
been
That's so
strange.
interesting, honestly. The download, the rich, like that it dates back that far. It's very like Da Vinci Code, but not, you know what I mean? It's like Plato code, Plato's code. See, someone needs to write that book, dude. Plato's code.
And to say,
Yeah, that's cool.
Is this all cult-like
Interesting.
behavior? Well, I know an example. Like, I don't think it was
I
in the
mean,
case of Nikola Tesla. He was an individual who was just talking to
yeah,
aliens and marrying. But well, I don't think he wanted to marry a pigeon. But like,
but I see what
he was a
John's
weird dude.
saying.
I think the Invisible College has some cult-like behavior aspects.
Absolutely. There's
Okay.
definitely some cult-like, but cults, group like, it's just
Yeah,
group and obsessive group
you're right.
starts to teeter on cult, right? Like
Yeah.
that obsession starts to get out of hand. Basically, when there's a lack of freedom in the group you're in,
Yeah,
that's probably
an
a
effort
cult.
to separate, all allegiance to the top, and a special language as well is usually one of the more advanced stages of a cult.
And if the leader wants to have sex with everybody,
and he calls himself Jesus.
That's the first sign you're in a cult, when the leader wants to have sex with you.
There's
He
a
likes
guy
to
in
breed
Adelaide.
tigers. Sorry, wrong show.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Adelaide who calls himself Jesus, and he has a compound out there, and he has a young girl who has the hots for him, and of course they called her Mary. It's all very, very
wow.
weird, but he's super charming. Like, they interviewed him on the
Wow.
Australian news, and it's like, oh wow, I can see how people have fallen into this.
This is a great question right here from Austin
Yeah.
Caldwell. What is more likely to come first, disclosure or AGI? AGI is, as far as I know, it is artificial general intelligence, right? Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Which is basically just like the singularity, at least that's how I understand it. Right, where artificial intelligence is basically at the level of humans completely,
or surpassing,
or surpassing. I think they need a new name once it surpasses us. It needs to be like, I don't know, maybe it'll be artificial God intelligence, right?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna get great. But anyway, that's an interesting question. What do y'all think will come first? Disclosure, AGI? Because they say AGI is right around the corner. The dates that they're giving for a lot of this disclosure and AGI, it's all honestly relatively neck and neck.
Well, nowadays it is. I think AGI really genuinely is right around the corner. That's something I have more confidence in actually coming to fruition. I'm a little bit concerned about it, but what would be cool is if the singularity came about, and that was also the moment of disclosure, because it was like, well, it was a situation that called for it, perhaps. So maybe the if there was such a thing as a real genuine disclosure, maybe that will help us in this new era of godlike intelligence from a computer, because that's the scary
Yeah.
prospect. Wow, look at that super chat.
$100.
You just
Oh,
got
wow.
100 in.
Oh. See, that's legend, dude. This is what legend does, bro. Legend does legendary things. This is what they do. Haha, you guys
Laser
rock.
show.
Go Mariners. Go Mariners. Yeah, Pavel giving you the laser show. I love it. It's like the intro to the Chicago Bulls, you know, with the lasers. Yeah, thank you, Legend. That's so awesome, man. Thank you guys. Just thank you for everyone for supporting the show and hanging out with us tonight, talking, chatting, all this stuff. I really appreciate everyone watching on both YouTube and Twitter. Again, this is my first Twitter live stream. Do I call it Twitter stream or do I call it the X stream?
No,
Because that
it's Twitter.
sounds dirty. That
It's
sounds
Twitter.
dirty. If I'm like, I got my X stream, guys, check me out on the X stream. That just sounds so dirty. Like I don't like saying that.
I don't call it
You
X.
I got some
Never
breaking
did.
news, guys.
Uh-oh. What's up, Pavel?
Do you
hang
guys
on,
know
hang on,
who,
hang on. Okay, go.
do you guys know who Kevin Day is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he
Oh,
was
yeah.
just on a podcast today, and he just revealed
He
that
was the
there are
radio operator for
the
or not
Nimitz.
radio operator for the Nimitz case, right? Like he was our radar operator. Sorry, not what did I say? I don't know what I said.
He
Anyway,
just said
radar
that
operator.
we're getting 2 new witnesses from the Nimitz going public.
That's very interesting. That
Yeah.
is cool. That is breaking news because that to me is still a very fascinating case. It always has been.
Yeah.
That's Commander David Fravor's case, all connected.
The Tic Tac.
Yeah, that's the Tic
It
Tac,
was in
the famous
07,
Tic Tac.
wasn't it?
04.
04.
04. That's right.
04. Yeah, 2004. That's cool. So 2 new. You said witnesses?
Yeah, he said witnesses. Yeah,
What does that mean? Like they saw the
he
Tic
says
Tac,
that 2
or
new
they're
people
part of
who
the
were.
event?
He said specifically 2 new people who were on the Nimitz aircraft carrier during the encounter will be coming forward.
Got it. Okay,
he
so that's
describes
different.
them-
They may not
he-
be witnesses.
Yeah, he describes them as his junior controller and another officer. That's what he
Got
said.
it. Got
So
it.
they're
Got
like
it.
Wizzos or
Okay.
something.
Maybe people that can help corroborate a story. Either way, that is adding new information right to that case. That's cool. That's exciting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Oh, okay. Kevin Day. Shout out to Kevin Day. Shout out to the Nimitz. All right, let me see what I don't even know here. What to pull up. Oh, okay. What is this? Has anyone done the family tree DNA sites? If so, do you have unassigned DNA? I have done that. I don't remember if
You
I
mean
had
like 23andMe?
unassigned. I did something like that. One of those. I think, you know what I did? Ancestry DNA is
Yeah.
what I did, which was cool, pretty cool actually. Got to see a lot of my history and because my mom's background is very mysterious in Mexico, so there's just a lot we don't know, and it was gave me some details. I don't know how much, but I don't know. Unassigned DNA, is that like alien DNA? And I want to see like how funny would that be if your ancestry DNA results came back? Well, Mr. Armstrong, we just want to let you know you're 2% reptilian. You're like, and there was a census hit. You have 2 cousins in Missouri. You're like,
Yeah. Well, perhaps this in reference to what they call like junk DNA. The DNA, the expressions they can't understand in the code. Yeah, they're saying it has to account for something. It can't just be junk. And I tend to agree with that. With such an intricate, like the biological system in everything on Earth is extravagant and incredible. Like I can't imagine that any of it is just junk. So yeah, there's something to that, surely.
Yeah.
I am 1/8 Italian and 2/4 Huichol and Cora. from the south of Mexico. The rest, I don't
Okay.
know.
I'm a
What did it
European
say? It
mongrel.
just said like
No,
unknown or
I
something.
know from my family history. I haven't done the test.
Oh, got it. Okay, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, my dad's history was always from Missouri, Armstrong, Scottish, and then when I
The
did my
moon.
DNA test, it was cool to see. Okay, I do have that is true. I do have Scottish and English, DNA, and a lot of Spanish DNA from the Mexican side of my family. And surprisingly, I had like 20% where it just said indigenous. That's all it said. Indigenous,
Indigenous to
20%.
where?
To Mexico, like
Oh,
indigenous
okay.
population of Mexico,
Okay.
20%. I guess it's from there. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was like, well, that's a big chunk. It just
Well,
says
the
indigenous.
continent, I guess, wouldn't it be? The whole continent, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in Mexico, Pablo will tell you, right? Like there's different backgrounds where people
Yeah.
come from, right? More people
Yeah.
like straight from Mexico, the jungles and that whole, history. But you also have people that from, Spanish history mixing in, and it's all, you just don't know.
But even
A
in
lot of it.
Mexico, there's the Maya, which are in the
Yeah.
south, and they're very distinct. They have this very specific kind of like body and shape of their heads and all that. And then when you move a little bit upwards, there's the Aztec people and the Olmecs, and then you move to the north, and then you get the ones that look more like the Native Americans, which are the
Yeah.
Mayos and the some other race, but they are different. They do have differences. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Absolutely. I mean, just like our history, right? Like every history, like it's just a lot of history. Yeah, Mexico has such a deep, rich cultural history, dude. It's insane, to be honest with you, and a lot of it, just like a lot of places, like uncovered, yet to be discovered. I find that fascinating.
Looks
What's
like a
like just
stunning
underneath the
place.
surface. Oh, dude, Mexico has some of the most beautiful places I've ever been to.
Like
If I'm
my
being
friend
honest.
was there,
Like,
and he said the only bad thing was the food because he just couldn't handle the food. But like,
what?
I don't know.
That's
Other than
literally
that,
the
he
best
loved it.
part of being in Mexico is the food.
I think
like,
he
you
was
got to
just
know where to
he
go.
was one of those fussy people that just couldn't eat anything though. Like even when he
Oh
was
my
back home. So I was
God,
thinking,
dude.
I think it might just be him. So like,
Dude,
yeah, because
my
he went and did
favorite
the
food
Nazca lines and everything. And
is
went around Peru
Tacos.
and stuff. He went
okay.
everywhere. Like he did a whole big trip
Gotcha. So he
around.
went
And
South America.
So he
yeah,
destroyed his stomach. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever eat the cilantro. That's unless you trust it from place. I don't know. That's what that's my thing. I don't get cilantro basically from a lot of places in Mexico when I eat. I don't get the cilantro. It just,
I think one thing he said,
know.
I think the one thing he said was that the food was all the same. I think that was the thing that he said. Is that
What?
true? It was. I don't think
No.
he ate anywhere.
Dude,
See,
where did
ignore what
this
I'm
guy
saying,
eat? What was he
Vetters.
buying? Bags of chips? Like, who is this guy? Like, yeah, dude, the
Probably.
food in Mexico is ridiculously good, dude. It is so
I was
flavorful, and there's so
I was
much.
surprised to
It's
hear it.
so different everywhere you go. It's like there's all kinds of anything you want.
Yeah, he mustn't have eaten anywhere.
Who knows? Who knows?
Hey,
It could
they
be just
say something
flavors
is
he didn't
going on
want. I
in the
don't know.
chat. They say
Oh, is it?
that the CIA is checking on it. That they're vetting
there's
the
always
chat.
There's got to be a glowy in here every week. I'm sure of it. That's part of the deal.
They're saying that we only have 10 people all of a sudden.
No, that's not true.
Something is going on.
I can see how many people we have. That's not true.
Sometimes YouTube will glitch out with the reading, and it will try to verify them, I guess, as legitimate numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't worry about. I don't know. I don't care. It's fine. The chat always starts to wind down as we get near the end. You know what I mean? We got 10 minutes, guys. What should we go out on? Oh, wait. This question here real quick. Let's answer that real quick. Wouldn't it be wise to offer some kind of amnesty for all the big players to come clean? Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
Okay. Okay. Boom. Hot take. Let's go, Pavel. What you got?
because I know there's a lot of people who want closure of whatever happened to their parents, their father, their mother, who used to be scientists and mysteriously died. I can think of uh, Mark McCandlish. I can think of um, Jacobo Greenberg, who disappeared. I can think of a lot of people who don't have that closure, their families. And whoever was responsible for that, I bet many of them are already dead. But
Mm.
I do think there needs to be some retribution of some kind. And those people cannot get away. I don't think.
I tend to agree. I think this falls into the same category of all of the black budget disappearings. You know, not just UFO related. I think it's all in the same basket of like, well, you started walking on government territory that was secret, so we have to get rid of you. I don't think that's forgivable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, everyone's saying they're having problems in the chat. I can see all the comments, everyone here. So your chats are everything's coming through. I don't know what I can see. Everyone's live here. Nobody's left. You know, it has dropped a little, but that just happens as whatever. But I can see all of the comments and everything, guys. So I don't know if something's happening on y'all's end.
Yeah, they're
So
saying a lot of people got unsubscribed all of a sudden.
I mean,
it's a glitch.
I think it is.
You
'cause
know,
YouTube
I can
has
see the
flagged me out.
subscribers too, and nobody
Yeah.
got unsubscribed. I can
Yeah,
see
don't
the
worry.
subscribers. So nobody got unsubscribed. If it said it on your end, it just I don't know why it's lying to you, but you didn't get unsubscribed. It doesn't say that on my end. Everyone's subscribed. Everything's fine. There's no paranoia here, guys.
No one panic.
It says, yeah, no one panic. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, we'll just wind it down here to no more comments. Hate seeing all that. Yeah, this was fun, guys. I had a great time just talking about all this stuff. What are some interesting things y'all have been thinking about here as we go out that's on your mind about the topic? I don't know. Daniel, what do you
I want
think?
to say, well, I think, and my friend and I were talking about this a couple of years ago. We were like, we think there's something, and I don't know why. A friend and I have this same feeling like that there's something around the corner. It's not like a UFO disclosure or anything like that, but I feel like it could be something like the discovery of a new force, like a new form of electricity or a new gravity or something like that. I think that's something like that feels close. I don't know why. It might be, perhaps it's all of this AI stuff and all of our technological advancements that make me think that way, and all of our new abilities. And then, each day that goes by, we develop a new ability to measure something. And they say that nothing is truly random. It's just our inability to measure it to the correct degree. And I think that window is closing. It probably won't ever be completely closed, but yeah, I think we're on the precipice of something quite that changes everything. And I don't necessarily think it's going to be aliens.
No,
Okay.
I agree. I was actually going to say something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
The way I'm looking at it as I keep going through my investigation is I think it has something to do with human evolution. I think that's it. And it has to do with consciousness and our own capabilities. And there will come a time when no government and no outside power will be able to stop it, because the more aware people become, the more impossible to avoid it will be, and they will have no choice. They will have to accept it. That's what I feel.
I often wonder if people that, the guy is, let's assume that there are like the powers that be out there that are like, oh, we got to keep things secret. Obviously, there's people that want to keep things secret. I wonder if they think to themselves, shit, we really messed up with this internet thing. Like we really made the connectivity too much. Like we've gone, I don't know if we're going to do this now. I think that a lot.
That's why I respect Dr. Jack Valet so much, because he was one of the first people who invented this tool that we all use now. And
Mm.
yeah, it's too big. They
It's too
can't
big to
control it.
stop. Yeah, even if you were to shut down, I mean, you'd have to attack it in 40 different places for it to go offline. I mean, it can be done, but it's it's next to impossible to take this thing out. So this is quite an impressive piece of infrastructure we've built for ourselves, and it's not going anywhere, and it's going to be crucial in our evolution. It already has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. That is an interesting idea that the tech that they would potentially be reverse engineering from something extraterrestrial or whatever could then you put that out into the world, and now people are using that to find out about your secret. Does that make sense? Like you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, well, we're advancing, but now that advancement is causing intrusions into our secretive what we got going on. I mean, we could be using drones to spy on some of these secret programs, right? Like we could be using our own tech. Like it's creating way more secrets than we've ever had, but it's also uncovering more secrets than we've ever uncovered. And that's an odd, double-edged sword.
I think AGI is going to come first because I didn't answer the question. And AGI is going to be the one that spills all the secrets. I think that's what's going to happen.
100%, dude. That's what we want is connect that
point.
AI to the internet, and then we find out everything. And then they're like, oh shit, shut it down. It's telling them everything. I mean,
yeah, that's a great point.
That
gives me a lot of hope actually for disclosure now.
I mean, it's I put that question up, but again, I always have to preface, well, what kind of disclosure? What are you talking about? What do you mean by disclosure? Because that could mean a bazillion things to a bazillion people. Like, what country? What,
Obviously, everyone has their own idea on what disclosure means. I think AGI will bring about that in every kind of interpretation, really. I think I could bring it out to the point where the United States president has to come out and publicly acknowledge and accept the existence of non-human intelligence, and that we have to reconcile with it, and that we will move forward and legally accept it as a definition, recognize them as part of, as a living entity that we have to respect and be mindful of. All of those sort of things. There'll be laws, that is the full disclosure package, I think.
Yep,
that's it, man. That's it. Oh, you're not wrong. Shout out to Remedy. She says we were talking about DNA unassigned. Got it. I don't know if that's for us or whatever, but yeah, the whole DNA thing is definitely interesting. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of history with the guy who sequenced DNA has questions about DNA, how it could have happened. There's just a lot of unknowns about DNA, and it is fascinating. What if there's even something deeper than DNA? Even
like
deeper within it,
or whatever.
Like, just something even deeper within that. Like
that's why the
beyond
mummies are
the
so
DNA.
interesting to me. Because if it's true, potentially, I've been talking to Maussan's right hand, and he's insinuated some stuff that was really surprising to me. Like, he says that there's this grave they discovered with over 100 bodies, and there's this facility within that cave that suggests it's like some kind of lab, which is kind of strange.
Oh, okay. Like, oh, they found him in this lab, this big lab.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly we don't know our entire history on this planet, so that's exciting. I mean, it's fuck, I don't know. Right? I mean, like you guys said before, we gotta, not saying one way or the other, but we gotta keep investigating this, see what's going on.
That's for sure.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Road Pirate Film says, Pavel, where did you see the info about Jonathan Reed's story not being true?
Maussan told me that he thinks he was forced to say it wasn't true, And there are videos of him saying it. There are YouTube videos you can find. I can look for some and drop them in the comments later, so you can pin them if you want. But
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, don't worry
that's
about
what
it.
Mausan told me that happened. That it was he was forced. I don't know if it's true, but that's what Mausan thinks.
Yeah. All right. This is the last question here, last comment. So you got a DNA test from ancestors.com. You sent your DNA to Blackstone Group, who used to be a sister company to BlackRock. What do you think
I
they
knew
will do
someone
with
was
the
gonna say
DNA
that.
record? Why you think they wanted DNA? Well, I'll be honest, UAP hermeticist, I don't care. They can clone me into a super soldier if they want. They can test hybrid babies with my DNA. I don't care. There's not, I just don't care. It's like, well, oh, you're on Facebook. They sell your information. I don't care at this point. How am I supposed to even live life? Like everywhere you go, you're on camera somewhere on some security camera.
Yeah.
Put it like you're on the internet. You're going to be on. It's impossible to sort of guard yourself to the fullest extent. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to live some paranoid life like completely. If I'm being honest, that's just my.
You can't because, yeah, it's like even if you get like say you go in and you speak to the police and try to report something, and ask you a question, offer you a cup of water, they've got it. That's on file. They've got all these different tricks that you can't escape. You cannot escape.
Yeah, dude. It's like I just don't worry about that stuff. It's like for me, it was worth it getting that thing about my DNA and seeing my history. And if they got my DNA in a database, like they have everything in a database. We're in America. The NSA is listening to everything we're saying, and that Snowden uncovered all that. Like, what are we talking about? Like, there's satellites, there's this, there's that. I don't know what's going on. I don't,
Well, Echelon program has been around since the 50s.
What,
what
are we supposed to do? I live my life like, I'm in the Truman Show. Great. Okay. What am I going to do? I still got to live life.
Try to enjoy it.
Yeah. Just try to enjoy the best you can. I hope they enjoy my DNA. Again, if y'all ever see a super soldier running down the street that looks exactly like me, you know where
that came out wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotta take my mind out of the gutter a little bit. I apologize. It's my Mexican side talking.
Oh, man, that was funny.
I just didn't say
That's hilarious. No, that was funny. Hey, we got to end on a funny note. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna shut down this live stream. So, look, I want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight to listen from Pavel and Daniel. Thank you so much to them for joining us, and our special guest, Kristian Harloff, who joined. Again, I'll put links in the description after this live stream. Give me a minute, but I'll put links to everybody's stuff so you can go check them out, follow them, follow their shows. See what they got going on. As long as the reception's good from this, which I think it was, I'll do more sort of things like this where I just sort of randomly do a nighttime sort of live stream because I had a lot of fun with this, to be honest with you. So, yeah, thank you, everyone.
Too.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel's in Australia, y'all. So, as
are many of the vetters.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. And unfortunately, it's nighttime for our UK fans. I think a lot of them couldn't watch, but it's hard to find a time. If you noticed, there's vetters are all over the world, so it's hard for me to find a time that accommodates everyone. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Pavel. Thank you, Daniel, for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me.
It.
Of course.
Yay!
I don't get anything. I just say thank you.
I love it. That's perfect. Wait a second. I think I got a way. Oh wait. Okay. I thought I had a special way to end it, but I don't. All right, y'all. Remember, every day's a gift. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.